Hey y'all, I'm Emily Moody and I'm a freshman at Clemson University and I'm majoring in food science. I attended the student dialogue on peer pressure a couple days ago. And to start off the class, the instructor had an icebreaker, of course. So we started out in a huge circle, and our instructor started us off by introducing himself and saying something about him. So if he said whatever he said about himself, if you had something in common with that, then you would go link arms with him. And we continued this all the way around till everybody in the classroom was linked together. And the purpose was to show us that we pretty much all have something in common. So, for example, I said, you introduce yourself. So I said, I'm Emily Moody and I played volleyball in high school. So another girl came and linked arms with me and said, I also played sports in high school. So we did that until everybody in the classroom was linked together in a huge circle as our little icebreaker and sort of to get to know everybody that was in the classroom. So after that, our instructor wrote down 3 words on a whiteboard. He wrote down debate, discussion, and dialogue. And we spent the next 20 minutes pretty much defining those words and trying to figure out what they mean and just differentiating between the 3 words. We had a few active voices in our group. Some people spoke out more than others, and it was good to have those people kind of lead the class. And then there were some other people that were a lot quieter and didn't really have much to say. I'd say I probably fit in between those groups because I would say something if I had something to say, but I didn't mind sitting back and listening to what everybody else had to say. So after we did that, our instructor passed out a worksheet, and we had to label things on the worksheet like our gender, ethnicity, religion, and just a couple things like that. And then we had to rank those, whatever we wrote down, in order for what distinguishes or defines us the most, or what we think is most important. So I put down religion for my number one because religion is a big part of my life. And someone else, then the instructor asked some people to share what they had written, and one person read theirs, and they said that religion was their last choice because they didn't really believe in any higher being. So it was interesting to hear what people had to say and what people listed, but I kind of didn't really understand the point of the exercise because I didn't know how, or we didn't ever relate it back to peer pressure. So after we'd been in the class for about an hour, we finally started talking about peer pressure. And peer pressure is a good topic for college students because you feel like pressured all the time. You could feel pressured by your friends or other college students to go out to a party when you know you shouldn't be going, and you have studying that you need to get done, but it's harder to stand up to your friends than it is to other people that you don't know. So you just gotta do what's best for you and make the best decision for yourself. I think we did achieve true dialogue part of the time because we had it was more about people sharing their ideas. But other times I felt like we got into more of a debate where people kind of argued a little bit to show their side of view. I think dialogue is part of Library 100 to get students to think more deeply about certain subjects like peer pressure and how it affects the people around you. I think this dialogue is a useful tool in my Clemson experience because it got me out there meeting new people, and I got to see some views that I may not have thought of or that were different than my own. This was an okay experience because it was neat to hear other people's ideas and meet new people, but the class was just so drawn out. I feel like we could have ended it in an hour and still covered all the things that we needed to cover thoroughly. So, because there were a lot of long, awkward silences, like it would have helped if our leader had asked more questions to lead us in the direction that he wanted us to go in. That would have been helpful when we were sitting there and it was just kind of real quiet. Nobody had anything else to say. Instead of just sitting there and 10 minutes of silence, he should have, like, I don't know, asked us another question to lead us in a particular direction. But overall, it was a okay experience.